at memorial.health/LMH.
Agronomic expertise is biological. Global leadership is biological. Real-world testing is biological. When biologicals are backed by decades of crop nutrition leadership, research, and development, they not only work, they're the most logical choice for your farm. And when they're backed by Mosaic, you can count on a product that's rooted firmly in science, proven with rigorous research, and vetted by leading agronomic experts. Mosaic Biosciences, the logical choice for your fields. Visit thebiologicalchoice.com to learn more.
Are you wanting to learn more about your health and wellness options in Central Illinois? Visit stealthwellness.com or click on my banner ad at DeWittDailyNews.com. Let me, Dr. Bill Byers, show you some simple, under-the-radar ways to improve and take control of your health.
Hi, I'm Brett with Central Cremation Center, and we proudly serve all of Central Illinois. We offer the most affordable and convenient arrangements in the area with plans starting at just $795. Many of our plans are available by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
This is Brad from Gibson Ace Hardware in Clinton, Illinois. Stop in to see us, the helpful place at 114 North Madison Street, Clinton.
Return to an active lifestyle and higher quality of living with Gibson Area Hospital Orthopedics. Your orthopedic health is important, and Dr. Brett Keller specializes in joint replacement, robotic total joint replacements, general orthopedic care, and fracture care. Warner Hospital provides award-winning orthopedic health to DeWitt County with Gibson Area Hospital Orthopedics. Now scheduling patients at the Warner Specialty Clinic in Clinton. Call 217-784-4340.
Liberty Village of Clinton's Memory Lane provides fitness for the mind. Hi, I'm Jill Rieger, Director of Marketing. Our memory care program focuses on an individual's strengths for personalized care. Click on our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
SIU Family Medicine wants the best health for you and your family. Be a champion. Protect your loved ones. The SIU Center for Family Medicine of Lincoln is accepting new patients. Click their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com to schedule your appointment.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio today is Mr. Bob Marsh. He is with the Kenney Heritage Association, and today Bob is in to talk about their Pancake Breakfast fundraiser coming up on Saturday. Bob, always good to see you. How are you, sir?
I'm well. It's good to see you too, Seth.
Yeah, thanks for coming out and talking to us here this morning. And let's remind folks, Kenney Heritage Association. What is the Kenney Heritage Association? What do y'all do?
We're a civic organization that primarily was established to care for the Kenney Community Center. We help with just maintaining that building, keeping it decorated, heated, and available for people to use for their events that they may have that are coming up. And we do exterior and interior work on it, keeping it in good shape.
Sure, very good. And how long has the Heritage Association been around?
You know what? It's been a long time. 1995.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our 30th year, I guess.
So, there you go. Yeah. And it was all kind of, and I feel like you and I have gotten into this so in the past. It was like an effort to basically restore and maintain that community center, right?
Yeah, the building was built back in the early 1900s or late 1800s by the International Order of Odd Fellows, and it's a really beautiful building, and it's got lots of really neat features. And one of the things I would encourage people to do as they come to the breakfast this weekend is maybe take a few minutes to look around, and I think I might be able to convince somebody to open up the upstairs so that people can go up. We've got a ballroom up there that is, very, very nice. We just recently had that all painted and reworked. There's a museum on the top level that has all kinds of trinkets and photographs and band uniforms and military uniforms of Kenney people from over the really decades and maybe even a century or two.
Yeah, I remember going up to that second level back when you did the Christmas, like the Christmas tree tour. And boy, that was just beautiful. Just a beautiful building.
And we were just talking earlier before we went on air. There's a lot of groups that come in and out of that building. It is busy almost every weekend day of the year, and it takes a lot of work to keep it up, and we have a lot of great members of the committee and volunteers who do that work just on their own to make sure that it is ready for people to come in.
I was going to say, is that kind of a secondary task of the Heritage Association, is to just make sure that groups that want access to that building are able to have it, and you're there to meet the needs that they have for whatever it is they're hoping to use it for?
Yeah, we have a coordinator, Bobby Morse, who does our work of doing the reservations and doing the setup and making sure that everything is in place, opening up the building for people. She's just indispensable and a wonderful member of our team. And a lot of the members of the Morse family are very instrumental in the success of the organization. But it's just a terrific place to go, and very large room, and without question, the most inexpensive place to have an event. If you're having a family reunion, graduation party, birthday party, or whatever, it's you're not going to find a better place to go in this area.
Yeah, how does one learn about maybe booking that space and when you have times available and all of that, Bob?
Yeah, there's information on the web. Probably the best and easiest way to find out more information, or even to see photographs, is to go to our Facebook page, which is just Kenney Heritage Association on Facebook. And you can call for more information, talk to Bobby. Her number is 217-853-0626. And it's just really maybe one of the best ways to come out and get a sneak preview is to come out and have breakfast on Saturday. You'll see that it has a great capacity to host a lot of people. We're very flexible with which rooms can be rented. There's 2 rooms downstairs that are both available, or one or the other. There's a full kitchen, and there's an upstairs ballroom, and there's a small kitchenette up there as well.
Nice.
And we're having a new floor put in that upstairs kitchen later this year.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
Yeah, some nice improvements going on.
Well, let's get into the Pancake fundraiser, Bob, and tell us about Saturday. What's going on? When and where?
Well, it's going to be at the Community Center, which is located at 101 Johnson Street, right there in Kenney. It's an all-you-can-eat meal with freshly grilled pancakes, hand-formed fresh grilled sausage patties, juice, milk, and coffee. And it costs $8 per adult, and it's all you can eat, and kids under 6 are free. And every year we serve about 500 people at this thing. There's tickets available throughout the Clinton area, but you can also just pay right at the door if you want to come in. Also, I want to mention we do carryouts. And so if you'd like to eat at home, you can come in and order things to go, and we will package it up with everything you need, the pancakes and the food, the syrup and butter, even the silverware and napkin that you need. And you can order ahead of time if you'd like. Call that number that I gave earlier for Bobby at 217-853-0626, and you can place a carry-out order, and we'll have it ready for you at the time you want to pick it up. So it's really a great time.
So what is it? Do folks come out because it's the Kenney Heritage Association? Do they come out because of the pancakes? I know you've raved about the sausage in the past. Is it the atmosphere and fellowship? What brings people in your mind?
I think it's probably all of the above. We have a lot of people who come and tell us that this is the one they come to, and a lot of that is that sausage. It's so wonderful. And a lot of it is the atmosphere. Kenney is a great little village, and I mean it's. I've only lived there a short time, but my wife and I, Carol, have just come to really appreciate it and to get to know the folks and to become a part of that community has been a real blessing for us. And I think everybody there feels the same way. And so to come together to support the maintenance of that building, which is really the heart of the community, and to get to know each other and hang out with each other is a great thing.
What is so great about the sausage?
Well, it's freshly made. It's formed by hand. It's not a prepackaged, frozen kind of a thing that we're getting from. And I used to be a food salesman to restaurants, so I'm not knocking that. But it's a more home style kind of a product. So it's just a really, really good good product.
Yeah, sure. Let's dive into the fundraising side of the pancake breakfast. Do you year in year out? Do you earmark funds from this fundraiser for anything specific? Where does the money go?
Yeah, it goes into our general fund, and we're a nonprofit organization, and so we use that money every year, and we put it right back into the facility.
Mm-hmm.
That is our only reason for existing, is to keep that building up and running.
Mm-hmm.
We do work on the interior. We had a bunch of the rooms painted, including the upstairs ballroom this past year. Some new work done on the walls up there. We also had some new lighting fixtures done on the downstairs rooms, so they're really nice. We had a large TV donated to one of the downstairs meeting rooms this year that we had mounted on the walls. We had some tuck pointing done on the exterior bricks earlier or late last year, which is really important. As we were talking about earlier, you and I, there's a lot of traffic that goes down Johnson Street and a lot of heavy trucks with grain going to the elevator, and that vibration takes a toll on that brick facade exterior of the building.
Mm-hmm.
And we noticed that we needed to do some work to maintain that this year, and so that was done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an important thing, because the building will deteriorate if it's not kept up.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, as I said, a very, very busy place. A lot of people count on it.
Yeah, for sure. So in terms of the Pancake and Sausage fundraiser, is this your biggest fundraiser for the Heritage Association?
It is, yeah. We do some minor things during the Kenney Festival and some parade events and things along that line, but this breakfast is really the thing that funds us the most.
Mm-hmm.
And there are other things that we do as well. We host funeral dinners for people who have passed from the Kenney community and the surrounding area, and a lot of people will make a memorial donation to the Heritage Association for the upkeep of the building, because they appreciate having that facility available for that.
Mm-hmm.
And there are other people who will just make donations because they appreciate having the building available. That, and then the rentals that we do of the building for events form our budget, and we use that budget to keep it up and running.
Any idea how much you put back into the building in maintenance, upkeep in a given year? Maybe ballpark there, Bob?
Yeah, it would be certainly in the thousands of dollars. I would have to go back and look at some numbers to make sure, but I'm sure that it's at least, I'll just say at least $10,000 to $15,000 a year that we put back into it to make sure that it is kept up to par.
Sure.
And there's a lot of groups that use it. In addition, if I may,
please.
There's a coffee club that meets there every Wednesday morning. Primarily ladies, they gather every Wednesday morning for coffee. There's a quilting club that meets there on Thursdays, and there are other groups that come in and meet on a regular basis as well. So it's really just a wonderful part of this small village in the heart of DeWitt County. To help us to be a really close community.
I was just that's one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, you talked about the access to it on the weekends. If folks need access to it during the week, is that available to them?
It is. Most days, I would imagine that it would be available for something if people wanted to have some kind of a meeting there or a gathering of some kind. And again, it would just be a matter of checking with Bobby about the schedule and making sure that it's available on that day.
Sure. Well, let's go to break here, Bob. Two things before we do. One, remind us the when, the where, how much, how folks get tickets for this pancake breakfast on Saturday, and how do folks just get general information on the Kenney Heritage Association?
Sure. The association is holding its annual pancake and sausage breakfast this coming Saturday, the 25th, from 6 a.m. until noon at the Community Center, which is at 101 Johnson Street in Kenney. It's an all-you-can-eat meal, and it's $8 per ticket, and children under 6 are free. If you want more information, you can call 217-853-0626. You can go to the Facebook page, Kenney Heritage Association.
Easy enough. Bob Marsh, Kenney Heritage Association, our guest in studio this morning. More to come with Bob and talking more about the Kenney Heritage Association on WHOW.
WHOW.
Let's check the opening numbers now at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Tuesday. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network, a higher start with corn, beans, and Chicago wheat. March corn opening 488 and a quarter, up 4. May corn up 4, 497. July corn 498, up 3 3/4. March beans starting the day up 25 and a half, 1059 and a half. May beans up 24 and a half, 1069 and a quarter. July beans 1079 and a half, up 24 and a quarter. March Chicago wheat opening 549 and 3/4, up 11. May wheat up a dime, 560 and 3/4. July wheat 570 and a quarter, up 9 3/4. March bean meal 305.10, that's up 7.90, and March bean oil 45.56, down 13 cents. Opening numbers at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Tuesday morning. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network.
Happy New Year from all of us at Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton and Farmer City. This is Scott Baum. Most of our customers trade for a different SUV or truck because their needs change each year. That's good because we have transportation options for you. Plus, we need your trade. Our selection of top quality pre-owned trades come from you. Come see our ever-changing new Chevrolet and Buick inventory today. BaumChevyBuick.com. Right from the start.
If the flu's got you down, the Warner Hospital and Health Services Walk-In Clinic inside Family Medicine can help you feel better fast. CEO Paul Skowron inviting you to make us your backup plan to better health. Find out more by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, it is the WHW Morning Show. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Bob Marsh with the Kenney Heritage Association joins us in studio this morning. We're talking about all things Kenney Heritage Association and, of course, their Pancake Breakfast fundraiser that comes up on Saturday. And, Bob, you mentioned the fundraiser, or the Pancake Breakfast helps raise funds to keep up that Heritage Association community building. You talked about some of the things you've done in years past to maintain it. As we get into 2025, what's kind of on the the agenda for the building? What does it need next, I guess?
Sure. Yeah, we are in the midst of doing a little bit of work in our upstairs area by the ballroom. There's a small kitchenette up there that has just a little bit of things to help people who want to have a small event up there. And the floor there has needed some attention. And so we're going to be having a new flooring put in by K&K Remodeling Construction, and they're very, very generous in coming in and helping us out with that, and we're excited to get that done. It's needed it for some time. As I mentioned, we just did some tuck pointing in the fall, and we had some new carillon bells. Every at 4 times during the day, at 9, noon, 3, and 6, there's a series of bells that ring in town, plays a hymn, or it marks the hour, and we got a whole new setup for that, and so that was good. And then we had some work done in the restrooms this past year, and we want to continue to keep those looking good and
Sure.
be something that people feel comfortable coming into. And we also have one thing I didn't mention yet that we also have is and most people may not even realize this, but there's a free book exchange in the building. There's about 500, I counted them earlier this year for a report I had to do. There's about 500 paperback and hardcover books in there from every imaginable genre, and people can just come in and grab a book, leave a book, donate a book, whatever you want to do, and we keep those there for people from the community who want to come in. So again, something people can do on Saturday when they want is just walk down the hall there and take a look at some of the books and grab something that interests them.
So you do have like an open hours time besides just when the community needs it.
Well, that we do not have actually open hours, and so that is kind of the challenge of the thing. But if somebody is interested, we'll make arrangements.
Got you.
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of inquiries to say, hey, I'd love to come check the place out? Can if I'm interested in using it, or what do people?
Yeah, people call up when they want to reserve a room, or they're looking for a place to have a wedding reception or a graduation party, whatever it may be, and they'll come in and check it out, look at the different rooms that are available, and Yeah, and Bobby covers all that for us. She's indispensable.
How does one inquire about that? What do they need to do to get that ball rolling?
Yeah, I would contact Bobby Morse, and her number is 217-853-0626, and just check with her on it. She can look at the calendar. She maintains that calendar for us, and she can show people around the room. And if not, she'll contact me or one of the other members of the committee, and we'll meet people there and show them around as well.
Speaking of members, do you need new members?
Organizations like ours always need new members, and it would be great to have people who want to come in and contribute back to the community.
Sure.
Kenney is a very special place. It's only 350-ish people, but the people really care about one another, and they come to each other's aid and support the community very strongly. Between the Heritage Association, the Civic League, our fire department is second to none. I mean, there's just a lot of really good folks who really care about their neighbors.
One thing that groups have struggled with, and I've had this conversation a lot, is guys like yourself with the graying hair, myself with no hair. I think they'd love guys like my colleague Ben who have a full head of hair, right? And they're nice and young and a lot of youth. Do you have a lot of youth and a lot of young people involved in the organization?
I'll tell you, that's one of the fun things about this event, this Pancake Breakfast, because there's a number of young, either current or just recently graduated young people, young adults who will come out and give us a hand with this. We had a thing on Sunday where we were getting prepped for this weekend, and there were some great guys there who came out and helped out, and it's always encouraging to see the young blood. And of course, young people coming on the committee would be it always is a great benefit to us. And so we encourage anybody who would like to just get more involved to give us a call, come to one of our meetings. We meet on Wednesdays, either in the afternoon or the evening, depending on the time of year, once a month, and just go through the work of the committee, keeping that building in top shape.
What goes into being a volunteer for the Kenney Heritage Association?
Well, it's not real terribly demanding. It's mostly just coming and being willing to lend a hand with anything that might need to be done. When painting needs to be done, we usually will hire out a contractor, and flooring is going to be done with a contractor. But there are times when windows need to be cleaned and things need to be touched up and floors need to be done up, and it's not something where you have to have any kind of a degree or anything like that. It's really just caring. Giving Bobby a hand, her workload is getting more and more all the time. But people who would be willing to help out with setting up and cleaning up after a group has been in, and maybe helping her even keeping the calendar. So there's things that people can do.
Bob, I've got 30 seconds real fast. Tell us again about Saturday.
Saturday, the 25th, from 6 to noon at the Community Center right in the heart of downtown Kenney, 101 Johnson Street. Please come and join us.
Your pancake breakfast, correct?
Yeah, it's a pancake breakfast.
Yep.
It's
How much are
sausage,
tickets?
And it's $8 for adults and free for children under 6.
All right, very good, Bob.
6 and under.
Where do folks go for more information on the Heritage Association?
Kenney Heritage Association is on Facebook. Come and look us up.
Very good, Bob. Always good to see you, sir. Thanks for making time for us. Bob Marsh, Kenney Heritage Association, our guest in studio. Network News on the way.
The Big 1520 WHOW Clinton, 92.3 FM, W222 Beach.